The DHS funding impasse on Capitol Hill is putting the airlines under pressure. Joining us now is Chris Sununu, a former New Hampshire governor who now serves as president and CEO of Airlines for America, the trade group for the leading U.S. passenger and cargo airlines. And I guess Congress was thinking, you know what, Republicans and Democrats, our approval ratings are just too high. We're peaking. This is a time where we can do some stuff like this.
No one's feeling like they're taking a political loss on this, but they're all taking.
No, I was being facetious. I mean, could the way the American public feels about lawmakers be any worse than it already is? And then you wait in a 4.5-hour line for no reason and put safety at risk in DHS. You're in Times Square.
Not paying these TSA.
Yeah, and not paying them. We're in Times Square with supposedly there's sleeper cells around, and we're not funding DHS.
And yet we have, don't forget, we have FIFA coming in. We have a World Cup coming in this year. It puts a lot of things at risk. There's no doubt about it. It's bizarre in that none of them, in politics, at least in Washington, if you believe the other side is losing, it's okay not to do your job. And that's this massive impasse here. And it's wrong. Over 90% of America wants TSA agents and air traffic controllers to be paid regardless of whether you're in a quote-unquote government shutdown, because they're so vital to the national airspace. So the good news is this. It's Thursday. Thursday is usually the day that deals get made. Very frustrating earlier in the week because we thought we had a deal, right? The Republicans said, OK, you want to fund just TSA and not the ICE stuff? Trump didn't like it, but they kind of reluctantly agreed to that. The Democrats came back and said, no, we want more. We want it all. Yeah, and so that's pretty frustrating. So the hope is that the deals.
Why do deals get done on Thursdays?
Because they all want to go home on Friday. It's like the worst reason why. It's the worst reason why.
More about me.
And and they all have a 2-week recess. By the way, can we love that they call it recess, not vacation, because they're like a bunch of children trying to negotiate this thing. But they have a 2-week recess coming up on Friday afternoon, and they want to be able to leave. So right now the Senate is in high negotiation mode, but it's hitting folks in the pocketbook, right, in terms of what you're dealing with oil prices spiking, and jet fuel especially, because that crack spread on jet fuel is just so much higher than oil. Then you have to go to the airport 4 hours earlier. So now people are saying, do I book into the summer? How's that going to affect hotel, lodging, airfares? The prices are high. Book now. I mean, the summer, I believe, is still going to be very strong. But people are booking strong now because they're afraid of prices going even higher, lines and delays going even longer. So,
I mean, it's a dirty business. And I'm just talking
government's a dirty business. Airlines are a wonderful business.
Wonderful. Some of the airport restrooms are, well, that's not. So I remember going all the way back to 1975. Right. So I do remember Mitch McConnell at the beginning of Obama's second term. They said, what's your goal? And he said to make his second term a failure. So I understand there is an impetus on both sides to do that. But this is beyond the pale right now in terms of enemy of my enemy with Trump. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, Chuck Schumer right now, I don't think he gives a rat's patootie about those people standing in line or anything else.
He's not standing in line. I mean,
I understand that, but I don't even think he cares that much about immigration reform, because for every time they bring up that horrific case, the 2 cases in Minneapolis, they don't mention what just happened in Chicago 2 days ago. So it's not really the loss of life. It's just what they can use for political expedience.
So this gets to a bigger discussion, I think, has over the past few years, has Congress, which is a vital part, right, of our system, that third leg of the 3-legged stool, have they made themselves more irrelevant with all this inaction? This is undoubtedly the answer is yes. They can turn it around, but it isn't one party or another that's going to turn around. And what we're witnessing in these TSA lines is the manifestation of that. It's the epitome of get your act together, lock yourselves in a room. I was a governor. We used to do that. We'd bring everybody in a room. We're ordering pizza. We're not leaving until we figure this thing out. And you figure it out.
Well, as a former Republican, so they shut down the government for the subsidies. Okay, Democrats for the the pandemic era subsidies. So they're shutting it down again. If Republicans say, okay, we'll give you what you want instead of just a clean DHS fund, isn't that rewarding the party for?
Yeah, not only is it that, by the way, but the precipice line that they're walking is they're now looking at policy changes that they want to implement on top of an appropriations funding bill, right, which typically doesn't happen.
That's what I mean.
And that's what the Democrats are demanding.
It's extortion.
I think it's exciting that you have a new DHS commissioner, secretary coming in. I think Mark Wayne Mullin is going to be tremendous. I think that both sides have to find a way to not give him a win, but a path to get this entire department back on track. They have about 48 hours to do it. So the clock is ticking, and America's watching. We
have already seen 500 TSA agents quit over this, because this is the third time we've seen a government shutdown in the last year. We know that we are understaffed at the FAA, just in the control towers. You had this issue that came up, this horrible accident at LaGuardia. I'm not saying it's tied directly to that, but we know that we have infrastructure issues on every level. There are only so many planes that can take off from runways. These are problems that we have talked about for years. These are problems that don't seem to be addressed anytime soon.
So, as usual, Becky, you've hit it right on the head. The biggest long-term concern we have is staffing. Are we disenfranchising young people or new people coming in to be an air traffic controller or to be a TSA agent? We're making huge investments on the technology in terms of air traffic control modernization, and Secretary Duffy, Brian Bedford, FAA, they're doing an awesome job. They are not letting any of this slow them down. They're moving, they're rebuilding the technology of the system, but you need people behind it. And the government's inability to fund their own employees is, why would you become a TSA agent? Or, I mean, it's a great job, by the way. It's a great opportunity, as is air traffic control. But we're disincentivizing that. So I think the airlines are doing great. I think the administration is doing great in terms of building a system to provide better service, a better customer quality experience, to minimize those lines. But nothing kills good customer service like the federal government.
Okay, so again, these are issues that we've probably talked about for over a decade at this point. These are issues that don't seem to be improving. They seem to be getting worse. And it seems like there are going to be limiting factors, not just there, but again, the number of runways that you have in any area.
Sure.
Those are limiting factors that will keep the airlines from being able to add more planes, even if.
Well, the technologies coming in on air traffic control are going to create massive efficiencies. I mean, it's already a very safe system. I mean, barring the horrible tragedies we've seen, it is still one of the, if not the safest system in the world. The technology will make it more efficient, faster, safer, all of that.
Meaning you can have more planes take off? Because right now it's one every 2 minutes.
Absolutely. Because we have to space them so much further apart to account for this very antiquated paper floppy disk run air traffic control system. That'll all change in the next couple of years. So they're going to create the efficiency on the technology side. We're disenfranchising the people. You still need the people to land. We're not going to have AI landing planes, right? You still need the people there. So look, I think the next literally 12 hours is going to be very telling as to whether the issue gets resolved. And by the way, even if it's resolved, a deal is cut Friday, you're still probably looking at a very tough weekend, because it's not going to get finalized. The House still has to come back. We're only dealing with the Senate.
The House isn't even here.
The House is going to leave, and they're not going to come back until they know there's a vote.
So will it be the same deal that they said no to yesterday? But they want to go on recess, so they'll accept it this time?
I don't know. So the Democrats basically said, we'll fund TSA alone, keep everything separate. Republicans said, okay. Democrats said, no, we kind of want to do it a little different now. We want more policy changes in. They have to work that out today. If it doesn't get worked out, they're not going to. Thune says they won't go on recess. That's the right answer.
So let's say it is an attack on Schumer's leadership from the left, and he needs to appeal.
That's what he's most worried about.
Right. So how will he claim victory and thwart a left?
The Democrats got victory 3 weeks ago when they got rid of Secretary
But it wasn't enough for him, obviously.
Apparently. I don't want to criticize the deal-making, but if I were going to get rid of one of my most loyal secretaries, do you think you would have gotten something politically back for it? And that deal doesn't seem to have been cut.
Unless he was just frustrated with her, too.
Minnesota has calmed down. The body cams are now being worn. But again, it's like they've gotten some wins here. But
the administration sounded like they were pretty frustrated with her, too.
Yeah, I'm not going to speak for the White House. I can only speak for myself. But and there was probably a variety of compounding issues to leave that one there. But those have been wins, right? And clearly a new secretary, by the way, who's a senator, who has relationships on the other side of the aisle. I think Mark Wayne Mullen is going to be a tremendous asset.
Yeah, you saw he was only a plumber, according to Jimmy.
That's wild. But look, even the stories yesterday, like Delta is finally saying, look, we're not escorting you guys past the security lines anymore. No more special privileges for Congress, which is just mind-boggling anyway, right?
Love that.